Take number 3. Please don't fall. Okay. What is up, guys? It is Sunday, so I'm making a video, and pretty much this video is just going to be about my mental health and why last Sunday I didn't make a video, and yeah. So I guess starting off, I'm fairly open about this, especially if you follow me on Instagram. I talk about my issues with anxiety a lot. So I have anxiety. I also have PTSD. And so pretty much with my anxiety, the way it is for me, at least, like 80 to 90% of my day, every single day, I am sitting on the edge of an anxiety attack. I am just constantly anxious. My body is constantly anxious. That happens a little more often than it did before. Usually I can like calm my mind down, but like I'll just be like working and all of a sudden my heart feels like it's gonna explode and I feel like I'm about ready to fight a bear. Like, but I used to have like 6 or 7 anxiety attacks a day. It's been probably a couple of months since I've had an anxiety attack. I can generally talk myself down now before it reaches the point of having a full-blown attack. And I think even the last attack I had, I think it was a really small one, thankfully, because I'm pretty sure I was at work. But yeah, so I can usually prevent myself from having an actual attack, but I pretty much just sit right there for most of the day, no matter like what I do. I am better at managing the way it works with my mind, or the way my mind thinks while I'm having issues with my anxiety. I can recognize that it is my anxiety and that it's just my crazy coming out to play, and that I have to like talk myself out of all the things that I'm thinking, and like not spout all of this nonsense that isn't real, basically. I am gonna I have a doctor's appointment next month, unrelated to this, but I'll probably make another appointment and ask about an anxiety medication. It's something that I've been thinking about for years and just been putting off. So maybe that'll help me out a little bit and I won't be constantly exhausted from my body panicking and from my mind panicking. So then my PTSD pretty much just presents itself in nightmares, and occasionally flashbacks if I'm triggered somewhere in public or something. But so I have nightmares like pretty much every night. Sometimes they're real vague and sometimes they're like super detailed and vivid. They're about past traumas that happened in my life, and it's exhausting. I don't sleep very well. I'm hoping if I get on anxiety meds that'll help a little bit. I get maybe like 2 to 3 hours of deep sleep max every night, and the rest is really restless, and I wake up several times through the night, pretty much every night. And part of that is because I'm afraid to go to sleep, and part of that's because my mind just won't like stop. It's been 3 months since I had like a really bad nightmare, and that affects me for like days, and it's terrible. That's something that I am not good at coping with at all, and I recognize that entirely. I'm really, really bad at it. But thankfully it only happens in certain situations when I am triggered in a certain way. So it only happens a few times a year generally now. It used to happen a lot more, which is that's when I just like wouldn't sleep. I would refuse to pretty much sleep until my body couldn't handle it anymore. So leading back, last Sunday I did not make a video. I have like a really finite amount of emotional energy that I can expend, and socializing takes a lot of it. I have to mentally prep before I even go socialize because my anxiety makes me do that. So that is some emotional energy expended, and then like actually being out and talking to people, especially if there's people around that I don't know, that wears me out so hard. Or if I'm surrounded by a bunch of strangers, or if I have to do a lot of talking, or what we talk about and what we do and how many days in a row I have to socialize, and like it's a whole big thing. So on Sunday I was almost on E, and I know that I have to reserve some of my energy for myself or I will have a terrible day. I won't be able to cope with things, and I will spiral, and I will maybe fall back on bad habits, and that's not something that I want to do, obviously. So on Sunday I just vegged the fuck out. I laid on the couch, I was dog sitting. I laid on the couch with a bunch of dogs and watched Netflix and like didn't pick up my phone for most of the day. And then I felt much better. And so sometimes I just have to fall off the face of the earth for a little bit, and then everything will be fine after that. I just have to recharge, essentially. And thankfully, I have people in my life that understand that, and give me the space to do that when I need to. And I really appreciate all of you for doing that for me. But yeah, so I just wanted to explain, and I don't think I've ever like given actual details about how my mental illnesses work. I know they're different for everybody, obviously, but if you have a mental illness and you're struggling, feel free to reach out. I highly recommend a therapist. Everyone should go to therapy, in my opinion, but keep doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, and that's really the most important thing. And please have a wonderful Sunday and a great rest of the week. I love you all.